Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, and thank you for stopping by. Alright guys, what we're going to talk about on this episode of the Bullet Points is specifically something that's coming out of Illinois called the SAFE Act. This is incredibly important because what's occurring here is essentially no crime time, no jail time, no nothing for criminals who are doing some very serious offenses. But I'm sure you guys are already aware that's happening. The other piece to understand the full context, J.B. Pritzker, the governor of Illinois, is actively diminishing your ability to have Second Amendment rights through the licensing, through emergency declarations at the exact same time. You've got the criminals and the actual people who are doing the crime not getting punished and full autonomy. Then you have the people who want to defend themselves, who are legal, law-abiding citizens who are having their rights revoked. This is incredibly important to see because when you look at these two things together, it's upside down, and that is what we're going to talk about. Everything is linked in the description box below. I'm going to say a quick word from our sponsor, Acre Gold, who made the video possible, and then we're going to dive in, and I cannot wait to hear what you guys think about this one. Now, today's sponsor is Acre Gold. In today's economic environment, inflation is actively diminishing the value of our dollar and of our savings. One way to fight inflation is investing in gold, and Acre Gold has a program to make gold affordable in order to preserve your savings against future inflation. Check out the link below in the description box, and thank you so much to Acre Gold for making the video possible. Now guys, we got to talk about this because like I said in the intro, this is backwards. This is upside down. Nothing is working out. All right, check this out. I've got everything linked as I said, but here's an actual tweet from a sitting mayor in Illinois. This is just the bullet points, and then I'm going to show you the actual speech he gave for about a minute. It's an incredible clip. The SAFE Act abolishes cash bail for almost every offense. Individuals on electronic monitoring must be in violation for 48 hours before law enforcement can act. Prohibits officers from removing trespassers from your residence or business. Now, those are just a few of the bullet points he put in the tweet. Again, everything's linked. Here's the actual clip of what he said, and this is a powerful segment. And then I'm going to show you what Pritzker, the governor, is doing against gun rights. Check this out, because these two things together are not a recipe for good things.
January 1st, 2023, the following things will go into effect, and people need to be aware of this. It abolishes cash bail for almost every offense. This includes, but isn't limited to, kidnapping, armed robbery, second-degree murder, drug-induced homicide, aggravated DUI, threatening a public official, and aggravated fleeing and eluding. Offenders released on electronic monitoring have to be in violation for 48 hours before law enforcement can act. They could almost drive to Alaska before we can even look for them. It denies victims their constitutional rights. And keep this in mind, businesses and homeowners. Officers will no longer be able to remove trespassers from your residence or your businesses. Someone could decide to live in your shed, and all we can do is give them a ticket. You have to decide what level of force is required to remove them and whether or not it's legal. This is a massive threat to the residents of Orland Park, Cook County, and Illinois.
That was actually very well said. Now, this is essentially European squatters' rules in parts of this. The other parts of this are this woke stuff where no one goes to jail for anything. You could be in violation of your electronic monitoring for 48 hours before you actually have to get into trouble, which, like he said, you can go to Alaska. Now, that's what he's doing for the criminals in the state of Illinois. I'm going to harken you back to a video that I have linked down there where we talked about the revocation of FOID cards all the way through emergency powers. This is backwards, and everyone needs to be aware of what's happening. Article linked. Governor Pritzker overhauls Illinois gun rules after Highland Park massacre. Critics warn of Second Amendment breach. Illinois' clear and present danger reports can be filed by healthcare professionals, school administrators, and law enforcement. Well, listen to what the governor is doing to the rights of the people in Illinois. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker directed state police to implement an emergency rule change Monday that can block residents from obtaining firearms under certain circumstances. Now, this is back from July. We've actually done a follow-up video, also linked down there in the description box, around how they were actually activating and seizing people's firearms and their FOID license. All the while, criminals have no consequences, no cash bail, and there are no constraints on criminal behavior in Illinois. This is not a good look, Illinois. Just saying. Here's some quotes. Quote, for the sake of public safety, any FOID applicant with prior clear and present danger information needs to have that considered when having their application processed, Governor Pritzker said in a statement Monday. These changes will immediately allow ISP, Illinois State Police, to see a fuller picture of an applicant's history and keep the people of Illinois safe from those who should not be in possession of firearms. So you're going to lose your FOID license, you're going to have emergency powers to get fully vetted, all the while cash bail is eliminated and criminals have no consequences, including things for murder. Man, okay, I got one more thing for you. Quote, these modifications to administrative law will immediately give the ISP the legal authority to consider more evidence when determining whether to issue or revoke an FOID card and will strengthen the ISP's ability to keep firearms out of the hands of dangerous individuals, said Illinois State Police Director Brendan Kelly. When you give your rights to an all-powerful state like Illinois has, you put yourself in a position where your rights are now behind a license. They determine who can and cannot get that license. Therefore, they determine who can have their rights. They are now issuing emergency powers to further critique all your abilities to have those rights. Meanwhile, anybody who commits murder gets to go out free, scot-free, and all the other things that are listed on this list that are clearly available. Something is backwards in our country, and everyone needs to understand what they're doing. They are infringing upon legal Second Amendment right-bearing citizens, and they are letting criminals out. The world is upside down, and the inmates are absolutely running the prison in Illinois. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I'll see you tonight on the 9 p.m. segment. I'm Braden. See you later.